Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Grey Zone Warfare stream. Hopefully, we can have a successful looting expedition through Lamang. I'm sure we will. So, I thought today we'd try and hit a couple of other normal little places. So, the PLA airfield, some loot, buried caches around there, show people where they are. Hit this small marketplace. Again, that's a really good loot area if you can get the key for that. I found that on a few different places, and I'll show you when we get into the game where I found that, which was yesterday. I gave the key to a level 7 guy, just starting out, so that'll get him off to a good start. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the game. So there was an update pushed out this evening or today, and looking at the size of it, I think it was the last experimental update, because it was about 1.2 gig, but I haven't seen the patch notes for that, and much to my disappointment, I didn't actually get a chance to help out on that experimental because of workload. So yeah. So here we go. Do a little bit of housekeeping before we set off. Just on the characters, see where we are on the map tonight. Obviously, been big in an update. There's a good chance the server, we might be on a busy server. Yeah, that's not too bad. A lot of cops have been taken, so we can't do what we did yesterday and take some of the major cops, because that's a good place to start. If you really depends on whether you're looting for high tier loot or some cash. So at the moment we're trying to upgrade Vulture to level 4, which is a grind. I'm not going to lie, that is a grind, especially when you hand in 50 bits of high-end loot and you're getting 50% the value. But that does give you access to some, reasonable gear. Really depends, because it all comes from players that haven't been able to loot their bodies, or someone's been shot in PvP, for example, and the opposition hasn't looted their body or something like that. So, you can pick up some reasonable stuff there. That's where I've got, before I got the relevant vendor upgraded to level 4. That's where I was getting my B belts from and things like that. So that was, that's really good, because obviously all you can get is the Type 2. So getting the B belt, which is probably is the best belt to have in the game, because you've got 4 slots, as opposed to the Type 2. So if we get one of those, you've got 4 slots there. But if you look at the spec that against the thing's 1.1 kilos. And if you look at the B belt, just slightly a bit undone. Weight is everything. Because if you look at my character at the moment, you've got 54 kilos that you can carry, and I'm already at 29. And I'm running the RPC plate carrier, which is, if you're doing PvE, that's a really good plate carrier. It'll get you through most engagements, unless you get really rinsed. You're not paying attention and you take a lot of body shots, and obviously that's not like any plate carrier. It's only going to protect you for so long. You can go to, if you're looting high tier areas, so this crate here is my PvP crate. So I keep my phantoms in there for when I do PvP, which my last PvP was last week. And I'll be the first to admit, I was not great. You've only got to look at some of the guys that play, and just look at some of the streamers, obviously, I look up to as well. I'm just starting out, as you can see by my follower count. So, but if you look at Sinister FPS, who's really knowledgeable in the game, but you look at him in PvP, so he's quick as anything. Lot to learn off a guy like that if you're new to the game, especially how you approach different situations. If you've done any tactical training or anything like that. I mean, I haven't been in the army or anything. I've done but I have done tactical training through other sports that I play, namely airsoft. So I've done a few courses on CQB and actually done an EMO course, so explosive method of entry course as well, which was really interesting. But it does help you when you play airsoft and some of that stuff, because obviously this is very much a milsim game. So you can learn quite a lot from that. So yeah, so we'll get on. So we'll go to goal 3 first. The one thing I would say about the community, really, for Grey Zone, even when I'm playing PvP, you get a little bit of banter and stuff, but it's certainly not toxic by any stretch of the imagination. You want toxic, just watch a few streams of Escape from Tarkov or stuff like that. That can be hell. So, and it is an extraction shooter after all. So they all have a similar gameplay mechanic to it if you play them. This does it slightly, differently, and it does stand out from other games that you're likely to play or have played in the past. So, definitely worth the effort. So let's get to where we're going. I'll just change my zeroing. So I find if I zero my weapon around 200 meters, that for me is kind of a sweet spot. It gives you, a good chance of hitting your target at a reasonable distance. I mean, most of your engagements here are under 200 meters in the game. 100%. It's not often you're doing anything over 200 meters. When you get into some close quarter stuff, you can zero your weapon to 50, but I find that 200 meters for me is a good sweet spot. If there's any questions that anybody has, or anything they want to know, please ask. My PC specs are loaded, so if you want to just do !specs, it will give you my PC specs that I'm currently running. I will do a command that will actually show my settings in game if anyone wants to look at that. I'm more than happy to show that off as well, how I've configured the game. So I'm currently running. So my motherboard and CPU are. My rig is really old. Although I've just spent quite a lot of money. Excuse me if you can hear my throat. I've got a bit of a throat. Yeah, like I say, my motherboard and CPU are ancient, and I've just recently upgraded my graphics card. Moved away from NVIDIA that I used for forever, and gone to AMD. So I've got an AMD 9060 XT 16 gig, which in certain instances it's takes some of the 5 series cards and NVIDIA cards. It will give them a battle, but it's a good card. And one thing to do is get off the helos. Obviously, unmute your ears, or you're not going to hear the enemy. The other thing to remember that the CP is just there, Falcon. And there's always buildings near CPs. It's always worth checking these buildings. Sometimes you're really lucky because loot is RNG, so can get a tin of bean shoots, or you can get a phone, or you could get a ring, or you could get paracetamol, or nothing at all. But it's always worth checking. So I'm good to go. So we're going to go to I'll just show you where we're going. Small marketplace. That building just there. That's a really good place to get some okay gear. You can get MCXs out there, the weapons crate. Occasionally you'll get plate carriers, that type of thing. So that's a good one to hit. Here there's a medical bag. Here there's a duffel bag. And there's another bag in this building here. And normally what I do is I'll hit this place, then I'll come back, and then I'll go do a little tour of Lamang airfield. So, excuse me, there's a buried cache here, just there. There's a buried cache. And at the wreck yard, there's a buried cache about there. Another one there. So there's 3 in close proximity. There's actually one here. I think there's another one around here somewhere. But if you're just doing this run, so the remote hangar and the terminal hangar and the wreck yard, this is a really good run. I mean, if you've got the meeting room key, which is on the boss, and hopefully we'll get to show you that this evening. He will run around with a UNLA blue PC on, as well as a blue helmet. He holds the key, and sometimes you get, if you're lucky enough, you'll get the actual market meeting room key, or he's going to drop some high-end loot of various descriptions or cash, in-game cash. So worth doing that. And there's also another 3 locate. So you've got the shed. Again, reasonable loot there if you're just starting out. And then you've got similar loot back at the remote hangar. So we'll think about attacking those this evening. But I did want to concentrate on my quest to get level 4 with Vulture. But let's see how we do. So I do like to come this way against this one. Just seen if you saw my previous stream, which is on my YouTube channel, I was mentioning this is a good way to attack this, because in a moment you're not aggroing the bots, and there's one about here. Normally one patrolling the road there, and you see the building, it's just there. There'll be 1 or 2 there, and occasionally you'll get one over there and one over there. The odd occasion I've had 2 over there actually, but so total of 3. But so I like to come this way here, hit this first. So there was 3 there. I do run a suppressor. This room's been looted already. But we might be lucky. Nah, it hasn't respawned, so I won't touch other boxes. I was unfortunate. Yeah, but so this is the UN firearms, UN equipment box, and then you've got the LRA gearbox there, so you can get some really good stuff in there. So I'm gonna see if I can see where this dude is about. Yeah, he's not. So I think he's a bit like midway there, about here sort of thing. So we'll hop off this way, see if we can see the guy. I'll show you where the 2 bags are, one in that building there and one in the opposite building, just behind this one that we can see here. Very good chance they've already been looted, but we'll have a look. Yeah, it's definitely been looted. Oh no. It might as well have been looted. Yeah, we'll leave that for someone else. around on the surfaces just in case. Just in case the RNG gods are smiling on us, but not today. Yeah, I'm not seeing that guy. You can stand there or you can be there. Not unless you drop behind that garage bit there. Little shed, little cow shed. What was it? Mr. Peanut Burnt Peanut says, Mr. Silly. Come on, where are you? There you go. Nope. Yeah, so don't stand anywhere too long because they only need like 2 shots and they've got you. And once they get onto you, they'll just beam you straight in the face, so. Is he behind me? That really sounded like that was behind me. So obviously when you're getting engaged, just before, just check your ammo. So if you just hit V, and then you can cancel it straight away, and you can obviously see, bullets you've got in there. So 855s and how many rounds you've got. That's a quick way of checking that before you get into an engagement. You've at least got a chance of coming out of it. You don't want dead man's click there. That definitely sounded like that was behind me, so. Okay, won't worry about it too much at the moment. We will loot these bodies very quickly. Use that drink while we're here. Oh. I was a little bit keen there when I want that nade. Collect your nades. I don't see that many people use nades in their gameplay as much as I thought they would. I use them all the time. So if I'm unsure where someone is, again, it's good for PvP as well. For PvE, you're unsure where someone is, or you think you know where they are, you can throw a nade there. If it's AI, you're going to try and aggro them out. You might get lucky and oh, there we go. Notice that. And all of a sudden you get down here and it works. Bit worried why it works just on his leg. It does, but other half not working. It's worth pointing out. If I get to speak to anyone, I'll point that out. I found it on a few bodies lately. So there's obviously there's a gun here that someone's looted because they dropped loads of stuff. Like, obviously you pick up a weapon or some accessories are in there, like get some reasonable accessories in there, silencers for AKs, that sort of thing. I don't know where that dude is, so I'm not going to chance that. So in here is where the duffel bag normally is. That's either redone or... I'll drop them out. Someone else can pick that up, or, and it'll refresh that loot box. Nothing there. Those bodies aren't lootable, by the way, so I'm not ignoring them. Pair of glasses there. These are always worth checking, just in case you get some chems in there or something, you know. These you can sell for a little bit of money. I won't take it, but you're looking for the stretch chem. I haven't got any on me because I used it last night. It's one thing I didn't do before we left, but I wasn't expecting to go running around, so we're good. But that's good because it allows you to run for a minute without draining your stamina. It's got obviously some. I would loot that guy. It's got some disadvantages because you're for a few seconds afterwards you've got it drains your stamina for ADS, and so when you aim down sight you're going to get some strain there, but it doesn't last for very long, and you get a little bit of a lucky tummy with it for again nominal amount of time. When it's worth doing when the benefit that you can run for just over a minute. Doesn't work if you're already overweight, by the way. And the only other drawback is you can't jump obstacles and stuff like that. So there's some things to think about if you're using it. And then the other ones that you've got on your kit, or you should have in your kit, is that one. That's for your organs, so that really helps you if you're taking a lung shot or a gut shot. That helps for that. And this one is for your bones. But again, it's got lasts for about a minute, but it does increase your pain levels and stuff. So it's got a rub to it, as all things have. There's a benefit and a rub, so you've got to weigh up the pros and cons of using it. But I tend to use the CTs to stop bleeding and things. I don't tend to use the chems and stuff. Really depends what sort of fight you're in. If you've got to get back in the fight quick, So have a look at the map, see what's going on. If anyone's taking the airfield, they're not. They're not on our thing. And this guy here, Toasticles. That's an awesome name. Yeah, so he's probably going to go and hit the airfield. So let's think about getting there as well. Back a bit more. And then get prepped. One thing I do need to do before we go, a couple of these. Just realised I must have used my last one yesterday. I nearly copped it yesterday afternoon, or yesterday evening on that last stream. So okay, we're good to go. So let's go and have a look at this airfield. So we'll stop running just to try and get us stamina back up again. I'll have a little peek, see if there's anyone on the airfield and stuff from here. Oh, had a bit of a start there. Not had that for a long time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is change my scope. I'm going to have a look. guy there. See that? I didn't go full auto there neither. The guy there is... No, I'm not going to get him. Let's move across. We'll keep the scope on just for a bit. So we go to the wreck yard and we'll... Because you can get... And there he is. Oh, that was a rubbish shot, wasn't it? Just have a look long down there. Yeah, there he's there. How the hell did I miss him there? There's normally a couple there. Move out, see if he... Just about there, I'm looking, there's the buried cache. A quick look here. That's not for us. That's definitely for that other guy. Yeah. Good look. That's someone else, because that other guy's over there, look. Looting that body. A sneaky little... just pop up from behind that sandbag. Wow. I've seen him do that before. Okay, that's definitely us. I can't see that. Could be up there. That's not long neither. Right, I'm going to go to that lorry. Be mindful of the top bit. Normally go just there, so we'll see if there's... Right, him, there you go. Make him come to us. We've got to watch there. People coming out of the door there. Okay, you got someone high up there as well. Someone else took him. I didn't take him. Yeah, that's a player. I'm going to push this door. Because there's like 3 players here, so let's get in there and get whatever there is. Which is now... Take that. Take that. Leave the rest for someone else. Oh. Oh. The captain's still out, and the boss of this place is still around somewhere. there's a guy on here. Do you get the boss? Yeah. We'll leave him to it. That's pointless being there because there's at least, well, it's me, that other dude, and another faction there. So we'll bug out of there. I'll take you to the buried caches. So this the first one's just here. Yeah, there. Yep. Have that. We'll take that. We'll take that for now. We'll keep a bit of a wide berth on that right side. Keep an eye as while we're walking down there. I think we're good. This will be the bit we're gonna get it if we're gonna get in, isn't it? It'll be just here. Yeah, we're good. Just there. Buried cache, which has been hit. Which is pretty unusual. That stays pretty much untouched. A lot of the times that I've hit it, I've not, very rarely I've come to that cache that's been hit. Just get our health back up or our stamina back up again and we'll hightail it to the next one. Okay. Another thing that a lot of players don't do is the restaurant. So they'll kill the bots in the area around it, but they don't always go in and hit the till that's there. Let's get our breath back. And we'll have a look. It can be one short there, another one long, so you gotta watch that. There can always be a guy there as well. But they're all down, so. There you go. Till's not been touched. So we've got 2 spots, we've got 1300. Depending on what your needs are, that's a lot. Quarter of the way to get a new gun there. You know what? It's a DDM4. So it really depends on what you're trying to achieve. You're trying to achieve a lot of cash because you're gonna you need that for certainly need it for PvP. That's for sure. Or you focused on loot, focused on missions, focused on all of that. It really just depends on what you want to do. I think that's the beauty of the game as well. You're not tied to do one thing. You don't. It's not just PvP with a bit of looting. And if you don't want the PvP action and you just want to kind of chill, loot some good POI at locations and do the missions. It's a great game. Absolutely fantastic game. PvP, really fast paced. Can be really fast paced. Now sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's really dependent on who you're up against and and things. It can be, quite tactical, but, so it's fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. Other times it's, you could be searching for a while before you get a bit of PvP, but to be honest, whenever I've jumped into PvP, I've always got PvP action. I don't know if that's because of the faction that I'm in. Obviously, I'm LRA, so I joined the game very late into update 02. Was probably 2-3 weeks, maybe a month before the wipe to 3, which I found to be it was quite hard to take. I wasn't ready for a wipe, and what that meant for me as a player, but I can understand why they do it, especially when it's pre-alpha. It's definitely worth the devs doing that, because they can adjust the economy in the game again and actually test the new features that they bring out, compared to the old game. So I understand why they do it and the need for it. But as someone that's quite new to extraction shooters, apart from a little bit of Tarkov, but that was in the early days, it's that's quite a lot to lose. But that being said, when you reset your character, depending on the different levels you get, you can, if you've got the support pack, you're going to get, you get all your locker freed up, and you got loads of space at the beginning, and you get loads of additional extras when you get the supporter pack. And I didn't at first. I got the base game and played for a while, see if I liked the game, see if I could get into it. Kind of gelled with the game straight away, and I was like, okay, that was, for me, that was a silly move. I should have got the supporters pack. But there's always that concern when especially when the game's in pre-alpha. Is it going to get the dedication of the devs? All of those sort of questions that you have, and then you compare it to stuff that's full release, gold release. I'm not going to mention any names, but one of them sounds like a fish. Talk about make promises and 100% fail to fulfill them, whereas this game, they've never made promises that they haven't been able to follow up. So I'll keep playing it. We'll just split this out a bit. Just get the weight off. Get it into my locker. Keep my little $5 just so when I control click on the cache, when I'm looting bodies, it goes straight into my task box. So this, look at this, this is worth looking at in terms of ammo, sight. To a point, the CQA1 stock, that's not a bad stock. It's not the best in the game, but it's pretty good. I like the Spectre sight. I think those sights are really cool. I'll show that off. That's a 1-4, which, to be honest with, a lot of the game, unless you're, you've got a lot of long stuff, and there I'm about to show this off, and there you go. It's getting dark, but if you think of the engagements we were having there, 1-4 is perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, a really good sight. Get that in quite a lot. There you go. I got that from a buried cache, and 9 times out of 10, you can get to most buried caches without getting into, excuse me, a lot of PvP, a lot of PvE engagements. So, worth doing. So, if we unload both these guns, unload the mags. That wasn't great. But you got 62. We'll take it. Let's get rid of these. So again, night sights. So night vision's been tweaked, and it's been, I wouldn't say it was problematic. That's the wrong word, and it just needed tweaking. It was okay in when they first brought it out. The Winds of War update for version 3, and they've tweaked it in the last 2 or 3 patches, small tweaks to it, and the last one they made quite a big difference. And again, it really depends on the site you're going to be running. So just press N, brings down your night sight. Your laser, I run this one here. So the Perts 4, that's good for that. So we can either have the IR, so we take night sight off. Oh, sorry, wrong button. You're not going to see it. Night sight on, you see it. Good for PvP, but don't forget, PvP engagements, if the opposition are running night sights, they're going to see you stand out like dog's dangly bits. But that's the rub for wanting a laser pointer. But again, you can change that to be a normal laser. But obviously, when night sight's on, you're going to see it. But again, it sticks out. One thing that I have noticed is with this particular one, with being a green laser, whether that's going to get patched or whether it's me thinking it, but they don't seem to aggro the AI as much as the red ones. Obviously, if the AI is aggroed onto you anyway, it doesn't matter whether you've got green, red, or none. They're gonna come looking for you. So, that doesn't stand for that. But if you're going in and you're being a little bit more cautious and you're not running in there, there's a good chance the first 1, maybe 2 engagements you're gonna get on top of the AI because you've got the element of surprise because they're not aggroed onto you because of they've seen the laser and stuff. So that's why I run the green one from that perspective. So a good site for this, I don't know if I've got one. For running the night sights, the site I really do like is the ESX3. I find that to be really good for the night sights, and I'm struggling to see if I've got one. All the rubbish I've looted, and I didn't keep one of those. I would kick myself. No. Let's have a look at Gunny. Yeah. So look at that one. Let's get one of those so I can show you what that looks like. So if I show you with so this is my go-to site. This is the PLAD. I'm probably butchering the name, but it's a PLAD P1X4. They're really good sites, really good all-round CQB site, close quarter, site. It's good. Again, you can change the reticle. I tend to keep with a dot, but if with night sights on, nothing the matter with that. Change it up a little bit bright. But that is perfect. And again, if you're running a laser, obviously I'm running let's change to an IR. What more do you need? I don't know if there's any players here. I don't think there is. Well, there was, but no, I think they've all buggered off. And there you go. Nothing matter with that one. So if we look at the EXP3, that's a clean sight picture. I really like it. You can't really amend this one. Stuck with what you got on that one. But that being said, what do you need? I mean, that's perfect. So that's a good site. So those are the 2 sites I use when I'm running night vision. The need to run night vision, I don't know it's as heavy in the game. at the moment. I think the devs have obviously made a change to the minimum you can run contrast, because while it wasn't no one was running a cheat or running a glitch or anything like that. The devs made a choice to allow players to alter the contrast in the game. And quite rightly, people need the freedom to tune a game to their eye and all of that. But obviously, you could run the contrast down to say 70%. You don't need night vision. So obviously, the devs made a change in the last patch to make your minimum 80%. Try and stop players from gaining some, an advantage because they weren't running night vision, or there wasn't a need to run night vision. And when we go to some of the darker areas, you'll see that some of them can be, really dark. So let's get rid of this stuff here. To handshake, he's the only guy that's going to take night vision. I don't need that. I've got some other PvP boxes. Sorry, I gotta move that around. They should be close. I've got my night vision, so I don't need it. So we can flog it and make 3k off that. And you'll be surprised. I mean, you look like I've got just under 650k. That's nothing really when you look at what some of the player base has got. Depending on where you are within your game, if I'm level 48 and still got a load of missions to do, so I want to get to level 50, do all the missions, I'll do the wipe, start again. But if you're doing PvP and you haven't built yourself up a good reserve of guns, they're all full. I think there's one that I've got some space in. But, most of these have got different levels of... sorry, I'll show you that bit of test. So there's my MCXs, which I'm going to be running after. That's my next gun I'll be running tonight. So 16-inch barrels. Does that definite... They don't, for me, stop me from using an M4. There's nothing that really draws me to the MCX, apart from the fact it's a lot quieter silenced than the M4 silenced. But as I say, I'm not running silenced weapon at the moment. And the reason for that is I'm running a hyper tap on my M4. So there's two hyper taps you can get for the M4 556 and the 762 for the MCX that runs 762 ammo. And there's the DTK01 for the AKs. There's certain AKs that you can run a very similar muzzle brake on. And, recoil control's not a big thing in the game. The recoil's pretty easy. It doesn't fluctuate on the horizontal too much. It's more vertical for me anyway. My playstyle is more vertical, which is relatively easy to control. But with a hyper tap on, you can push, I don't know, 5, 6 to 10 rounds down and downrange, and it's not gonna, you're not gonna get an awful lot of lift. So it's pretty damn accurate with a hyper tap on. Obviously, you lose if you put a silencer on the rub for that. Obviously, you lose some muzzle velocity, so that bullet's not going to travel as fast and as far. But again, it goes back to the engagement distances in the game are normally not massive. But if you're taking AI away at a reasonable distance, then what do you want to sacrifice silence over muzzle velocity? But if you're getting headshots most of the time, it doesn't really matter that much. So it really depends on your game style and whether you want to run silenced most of the time. Obviously, running silenced, you've got a better chance of not aggroing all of the AI at a location. Whereas if you're running loud, then obviously you're going to aggro the AI a hell of a lot easier. So I think this will be probably a good opportunity to swap out and have a look at running the MCX. I'll get rid of these bits and bobs first. Just make some space. Sorry, excuse me. So let's get this to handshake. Banshee. I want to level them up a bit, so we'll get those to him. Oh yeah, I want that, because I don't have one. Let's drop that back down there. So we'll just take that off that 30mm low. Put it onto there, because we're going to run the MCX. So might just swap holders rather than keep buying a new one. So unload these as well. What ammo I've got? I've got AP, but that's only for I only run that for PvP, and you can only get that by looting as well. Get some of that in there. Unload that as well. Fat fingers, excuse me. Oh, it's already loaded, so let's swap that out for an MCX. So I've got some different styles in terms of buttstocks on these, and I'll just show the two different ones that I've been running at the moment. So as you can see, it's slightly different. Not much. Stats don't really change that much, although muzzle efficiency on that one's slightly better, which it shouldn't be. Gas, 3-prong isolation. It's all running the same uppers as well. So you've got slightly worse ergonomics on here, and I kind of want better weapon handling than I do worry about recoil, because it's quite easy in the game to do that. So these should have hyper taps on them, which they do, so I'm going to run that. Got that one with a hyper tap, yep, so I'll run that. We'll just take that sight off it, because I don't want to run that. I don't want to run the Spectre. Just swap these over. Oh, new barrel up. It's got no pistol grip, so we'll stick a DD pistol grip onto that, I think. There we go. Your stats will kick up there, look. So weapon handling 15%. At the detriment of reload speed, but there you go. As I say, there's a rub for it, so we'll run that. See how we get on. I'll just pop that gun into there. All right, awesome. So we shouldn't have to change that sight, because it should still retain that. So I think what we'll do is we'll go to, have a look at, I was going to say let's have a look at Funny Paradise, but little squad there, they've probably been down to done this run, or might have hit Tiger Bay. Let's have a look. Let's go to November 1. Stick our ears on ready, just for when the helo gets here. Which will be about 30 seconds, so I could play music. I'll be honest, I haven't learned how to add music to my stream for when we're waiting for this sort of stuff or when we're flying, so, you know, forgive me for that. We'll just check our ammo. We're good to go. Won't be long, we'll be there in a bit.
Get ready. 1 minute.
So I was just doing a. Sorry, I was just looking at that. So, when I did that, as you can see, it goes dark. And when I come back up, so I should be facing the window about now. So if I go, so I'm facing like due north. That's weird, isn't it? Completely pitch black. So I now should be facing the window. Due north. Should be facing the door-ish. Yeah. That's not resetting. Now, I don't know if that's my game or what, but I'll clip that later. If I had some followers on or anyone watching me, I'd ask them to clip it for me, but that would definitely be worth sending to the devs just so they can have a look at that. Because I think that might be from the update. That's the last change. Yeah, weird. Very weird. Let's go. There's another body there. Let's make sure we... there we go. Food. No cash, but never mind. Sorry, I when that was all going black, I was actually talking, but I was muted because I was clearing my throat because I had a coughing fit. So, there you go. There's a bit of cash. Another CQA one. We'll take the drink. I'm not going to go to the radio tower. I mean, you can. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Occasionally between 3 and 5 enemy there. Normally 4 to 5 enemy there. There's a white pickup actually inside the compound, and that's where the main loot is. So as I say, it's okay if you're running just to get the loot. You know, it's worth going to. We're going to go down to the. I'm going the right damn way. We're going to go down to the. Too busy talking. Sorry. We're going to go down to the UNLA ambush convoy. Just here. So this is worth hitting, and we may well, if we do okay, we'll potentially drop what we just picked up from these two. So the one thing I would say about the MCX ammo, oh, he just started walking. I was just about to say, it doesn't always take them first time, and every shot took them first time. I don't know, it was I'm running a CQ ammo, so depending on their level of protection they're wearing, they're probably not wearing good protection. That's why it's taken them. But against a player, that's not going to do a hell of a lot of damage at that distance. So either this has been hit. Those boxes look closed to me. So in which case, there's a good chance there's more enemy here than... there was only 2 we hit there, so there could be 3 or 4. There's one sneaky bugger that stays around there. Just about there-ish. Might be able to get him to get aggro and come on out. One thing I will do is I'll change my sight. Let's check that. I'm gonna reload before I get into this. See, I just seen a torch, I'm sure. So I took him pretty much centre mass. I don't know if I dropped that guy. I think it did. You gotta watch, because you can go to this body. I've been hit from a wandering AI over here. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, I think we're okay-ish. Nope. Yep. That. Stick that on there. That was handy. Fit just right. Someone else can have the bag. We'll leave that. No, nothing worth taking there. So we'll check the bodies. Oh, their bodies, the uniforms have changed. They look pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, pretty cool. It's little things like the flag moving in the wind and stuff. The bit that blew me away with the weather effects is when you first see it, the chopper in the rain. Yeah, that is just so cool. Check these bodies. See, these are not scents in there. Oh. A foot. There you go. Oh. No, don't need that one. This one, not at all. Oh, no, his knee. Some grenades today. Again, depending on, if you're looking for cash again, if you're going to loot these AI, the sites really are the only thing really worth taking. I mean, you can sell the gun, you're going to get obviously more for the gun, but all you just do, just take the HS mount if you're getting a T1, and they're worth 100 or so. So, they're better to fill your Delta backpack up or your backpack up with sites taking up one slot than, a broken ass CQA one that's, taking up, what's that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 slots, It's, 12 slots? What am I talking about? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 slots. That's not a good trade, really, unless it's brand spanking new. I don't think that's a good trade in terms of space against value. Just see if I need any tablets, no. So what we'll do is we'll run down to Warden, clear our kit, and then we'll hit BK House, and then we'll move on to Fanny Peas. Which, this is a good little loot run, which I think is going to get nerfed somewhat. I'll be interested to see whether or not they've nerfed it in this update. And I'm saying that, I'm only saying that there was an update only because it was 1.2 gig today, so. But, normally very good at sticking out the release notes. That may just been a maintenance update or something, not really a big patch update. But obviously, if you watched the dev cast that they did on, I think did that about a week, 10 days ago, kind of discuss what's coming, what patch is coming out. It's currently an experimental, people are testing it, and some of the roadmaps. And then if you look at the press, the official public roadmap for the game, there's some, I think, going to be some really good stuff coming out. Now I'm sticking around for that because It's probably one of the best games I've played since. I haven't been this tied into a game probably since my Battlefield days. So back in the day, and I'm talking back in the day now. I played Battlefield 1 all the way up to Battlefield 2042. So I played all of those. And Battlefield 2, 3, I used to play in a clan. We were back in the day. There was the Enemy Down servers. I don't know if anybody knows or remembers the European Enemy Down competitions, but we got third in Europe 2 years running, which is pretty cool. But so I haven't been disengaged in playing a game for so long. Nothing's really grabbed me and gone, invest your time, because obviously, let's be honest, we all play games that's investing time to escape, whatever we're trying to escape, better peace and quiet from the kids or work or your mates, your boyfriend, girlfriend's not about, you've got a bit of downtime. And it's the sort of game you can pick up, you can grind it all day, or you can just play it for an hour. It's up to you how you progress, and there's so many different ways to play the game in terms of that. You haven't got to do a mission every time you log on to the server. You're not going to get penalised because you didn't log on today, so you're not getting the same as everybody else. You've got the fear of missing out. There's none of that in the game. And prior to this, I was playing a lot of another game that's on multiple platforms, so iOS, Android, PC, and that's how they got their player base. Fear of missing out. And whereas this game, you're paying up front for your enjoyment. They've not, and I hope they don't. They've not put. It's not a pay-to-win game because, I paid the Founders Edition just means I get my space up front, so I get a bigger loot, a bigger locker. But as you progress through the game, you're at level 20, level 30, 40, and 50. I think that's right. It's every 10 levels. Your loot box, your locker, is going to increase. And you'll get the same as everyone else when they hit certain milestones. Whereas with the Founders Edition, the Supporters Edition, you're getting that up front with a couple of other little thank yous from the devs for having faith in the game and paying that little bit extra, so you get a couple of M4s and stuff, but you don't get anything that you can't earn in the game, and or you can't, once you get your vendors increased, you can't go and buy, so you don't get anything that it's not a pay to win, and that's what I love about the game. That's my opinion. You know what they say about opinions. But I think it's a valid opinion. I think I think if you're thinking about buying this game, do it. I don't think you're gonna go wrong by doing that. I'm gonna get rid of these guns only because I need the space. And I've got enough MCXs that I'm upgrading currently, so put 16-inch barrels on when I can. So I've got a little bit of loot there. Don't want that. Get rid of that. Just keeping a track of what we've earned. I mean, one thing you can do if you're because you don't get. I mean, Handshake you get lots of missions for. So he's probably the one you get most missions for. So I've got him up at quite high, 9,500. And I've got all of the vendors unlocked. But one of the hardest to unlock really is Lab Rat. There's not so many missions. So prior to trying to level up Vulture, any time I got high tier loot, unless I really needed the cash, and then I concentrated on who I sold what loot to, like alcohol to gunny and laptops to Turncoat, that type of thing. I think it's Turncoat. Sorry, Banshee. You can sell your high tier loot to help progress your vendors as well. So that's worth considering if you want to get some of your vendors unlocked. You know, think about who you're selling your high tier loot to if you're not trying to upgrade Vulture. Okay, so let's go and put a fire on for someone. Nice little welcome. Again, another little place no one's been in it. Worth having a look. You get that dark thing happening again. Nope, nothing today. So let's go at BK. So what we'll do is change my site. Again. Now what? Against your playstyle. I mean, you can take it down to, you know, 1 magnification and run this quite easily in, you know, up close and personal, but I do like running a different site depending on my situation. Again, it's whatever your playstyle is, you know. Do what's fun, do what's comfortable. The game shouldn't feel like it's a grind. It certainly doesn't at the moment, you know. It's not a game I've got, I don't know, I've not got as much time as others, and I think I've got 500-600 hours in there roughly, top of my head. So that's by no stretch a lot. We'll take that just for now. We'll use that. Check the top of it. Nothing. So there could be a guy either long down there or we'll be just about here. So we'll be careful when we go around this bit. He's a sneaky bugger. He might be in that bush, believe it or not. If not, he's either walking down from there or he's patrolling. He's not there at the moment, which either means I haven't seen his body and someone's already looted this location, or we're going to get a surprise. Again, just check the surface because you never know. You can get, you know, necklaces that are dark, you know, dark pearl necklace, and especially at night you're not going to see it, so do scan them. Just see if you get a little thing like that, you know, comes up, you can search a little bit harder for the item. So it's getting a little bit lighter now. So you still got to watch, because even from here, they, you know, once you open it up on the AI, there, I've been one tap before now. Oh, this doesn't look good. We might be late to the parties, boys and girls. Oh no, there's one. See if that riles anyone else up. Could be a guy long down there. There's normally a guy in front here, but I don't see him. Check long down here. There's one. Let him walk into it. Again, I wasted bullets. That should have been a one tap. Yeah, again. Arm strain. Alright, let's just change the sight out. I don't think I'm going to run it, but there should be one more. Maybe two, but definitely one more. And he should have been short about here. Either he's deaf and blind, or come out, we'll check these things. Let's get in there. Nope. Okay. Services. Occasionally you might get a tracker. Might get a pistol. Tennis torch off, so there's a bag just there, it's worth looking at. Ah, there we go. That was worth looking at. We'll take that. We'll take that. So we might need it. Yeah. Must be dawn, look. Sun's coming up. I mean, the day and night cycle on the game is awesome, I think. I mean, the devs have knocked it out of the park. I thought it'd be another one. So where is he? He's going to be in that hedge line. It's not him there, is it? No. He's in that hedge line. I can't see him. So I guess. That was weird. Yeah, he's about there. I think we might need to reload. Yeah. I was just about to say I will ignore him for now. Go in here. Okay. Right, now we'll loot the bodies, but I'm just going to reload before we do that. No, I've done it. So we'll get some more stuff before we hit Fanny P. Let's start looting these bodies up. So again, when you're looting them, especially the non-AI bodies, you click on it, see nothing, move straight off it. It's not going to come this, again, not sensing. No. I'll just move on. So there's a guy here we took. So again, just click on each of them. Right, control and click on it. Go straight into your inventory. See, these are worth taking. If you're getting your cash up, I think they're 40 odd bucks a pop. One slot. All adds up. Nothing on there. So next one's buried cash, which is just the other side of these ore cans. Right. There's a bit of a theme here today, isn't there? AKs and A1s. It's all good sellable loot though. We'll check the surfaces. Oh. I've not noticed that before. Those tyres and the hubs, I don't think that's new. Or have I just not noticed it? Stood out to me, that. And that, look. Here there's a food thing. Plastic container, normally food in it. So if you get, characters hungry, that's worth looking at. Don't know that I looted this guy. Nope. And that's why you always loot the AI. Keys, cash, and some loot. No. Okay. Move on to these ones. Now, one thing that reminds me, we didn't see a guy when we came from that way, so he could turn up. So it's worth keeping that in mind as well. I didn't want to take that wafer. Give it to him back. I didn't want that. Four bodies in the burnt out building as well. Yeah, I might put in a ticket about there's only certain parts of the body seem to, the search function seems to work like that. Look, that works. That leg. Nothing else works. Just that leg. I'll clip that and try and open a support ticket up or ping it on the Discord server. Just so that people are aware, developers are aware, especially that dark area. That was very weird. That wouldn't be funny if you were in PvP and you looked on there and you heard someone coming, and next thing you realised that you couldn't see. Because, if you're in a darkish area, you don't want to be whacking your torch on, or yeah, laser scope there. It's the worst thing you could do. Yeah, $44. Might be sniffed that. That little run, that's what, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10 bits of high-end loot. So it's worth the effort. The looting, it definitely is worth the effort. If you're not going to go on loot runs, I'd highly recommend that you, wherever safe to do so, depending on PvPE or, if you're on PvE, it's fine. But again, PvE, you've still got to worry about the odd bot line around. So clear the areas, then worry about the bodies. But clear the areas first. Don't worry about the bodies until you've done that. But it's certainly worth, making sure that you've done all of the bodies, you've searched them all, because you're leaving stuff, you're leaving loot out there for someone else to pick up. And the amount of times I've gone to a location, the main area has been looted, but they haven't touched the bodies. And I've searched the bodies and found, high tier loot plus cash. And for me, the only effort I had was going to the location. Look, I didn't have to fight anyone for it, So if you shoot the AI or you shoot players are slightly different, because they can track the weapon. They can, there could be other players close by. So you don't always get a chance to loot players' bodies, but you'll always get a chance to loot the AI. So, take it. That's what I'm trying to say. So here there can be, if this hasn't been hit, there can be a few up there. One, maybe two there. So you get to take them out. One about here, couple here, one about here. But we'll go this way and hope that this hasn't been hit. There's a buried cache in a. Sorry, I thought I heard. For me, that was too noisy for AI. That sounds like a player. Okay, let's go this way. Yeah, we might be in luck here. Right, I know we're here now. Clear this ground floor area first. And that was silly of me going too close to that wall. Not a lot in the till. Once we clear this area, we'll go and we'll look under that table. Under that red table, you can spawn stuff. You got to watch up here. There can be enemy here as well. Oh, we're good. Show you what I mean about looking out the window. There's one long there. One just there. And he's gone right in the... He went exactly in line with that window pane. He was right there. I had to move to get him. There's another one, but I think he's close. So we'll have to watch when we come down. Yeah, I can't see him here. Can be one there, and there can be one long down there as well. Oh, there we go. There he is. Oh, he's back again. Okay, let's search these crates. There's still another guy down there. Right, we got to move. Right, we'll come back for that thing. Someone's going to hit Fanny Peas if we're not careful. Could be a player, AI here as well. Come back for the gun box. Well, only 2 bits. A can of drink. Has that been opened? No, let's have a look. We're not going to get anything out of it because we're not fresh onto it. 94, 36, 35, 15. 94, 36, 35, 15? No. Okay. 94, 36, 35, 15. 94, 36. No one said anything about age and a bad memory. Yeah, see, there's nothing in there. That's a player for sure. Yeah, there you go. It did. That gun box not been done. Quite welcome to it.
Do you know where the king is?
Say again?
The king?
The key?
The king.
The king?
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh god.
What mission you running?
King of the Crossing.
Oh, right, hold on.
I don't know. I'm a quest or something.
Right, hold on a second.
He should be here, but second time here, no one here. So
Who's the mission for?
what?
Which vendor is the mission for?
I don't know the name. The one with the equipment, like helmet and backpack and.
Oh,
like that.
handshake. The one you start with.
Handshake.
Yeah. Well, bear with me. I'll look it up for you. Bear with me a second. I don't know that mission. I'm looking up on GZ Maps TC NO. That's a really good one. Is it just for handshake, or is it one of those ones that you can hand in for one or two vendors? Do you know if that's a joint mission where you can hand it in for one or two vendors, or is it just for handshakes? I'm not seeing it under handshake.
Just one handshake. I don't know because I'm in Mitra, because you're in another one. It maybe not. We don't have the same mission.
Yeah, there's the cleaner, which is Mithras. So where's that? That's miles. That's miles away from where we are. So it's not that. Not a cleaner. Mighty Waters. Oh, the King of the Crossroads. King of the Crossroads.
Maybe he's in the office, or I don't know.
So there can be there's three locations that guy can be at, actually. So location one, so you've got to investigate the laptop, which you've probably done, I assume.
Yeah, it said to me that I need to go east to the strip club and find what happened out with the king.
Don't even let me check. I don't even remember that task. Bear with me a second. I'll just check to see if I've done the task.
Okay.
What level are you?
level 9 right now. Just started again after the reset, so.
Oh, right, cool. Yeah, enjoying it.
Yeah, but graphics are kind of hard for my PC.
Yeah, I was on a 2060 Nvidia, and I just upgraded my graphics card actually to get a bit more performance.
Yeah. I'm on a 3070, so no problem with FPS, so it's pretty bad.
It's still playable. Still, you can still do a bit.
Playable,
Yeah,
playable.
yeah.
I can say that, but if I want to play with some of my friends who don't have that kind of equipment, it's getting harsh. Like only 40 or 50 FPS and not playable.
Yeah, especially when you go into Tiger Bay, that'll kill you. You're squadded up with other people. Yeah, so looking at what I can see, so read the red journal behind the bar in the strip club. Have you found the journal? So
No.
here.
Oh, there it is. Thanks, man.
No worries, dude.
I thought there was somebody lying here on the floor, something like that, because
No, I was trying.
it says it happened something to him. So
Yeah. And that I haven't touched that box. If you want some loot, you can take that.
oh, thanks, man.
Oh, it's cash. I'm going to give it. I'll give this to this guy. There's a purse here as well if you want it. It's got cash in.
Where?
Everyone misses it just there on the table. You come here to me.
Yeah, I'm behind you.
Yeah, there. Everyone misses that.
Everyone. Oh my god, how much money? Just 1.2k. It's just a lot of money.
Yeah, when you're starting out. Hold on. I don't know what I've got on me. Hold on.
A lot of money, so I still have a lot of money, like 45k in the main base. So don't have problem with money. So yeah.
Yeah, it'll. Do you do a lot of PvP or PvE? Well, how do you play?
I'm playing more PvE because I kind of like PvP because a lot of times I go to like a landing zone and there are just 3 people camping there and waiting for you to get out and be killed. So
I haven't found that this much on the last since the last update. I haven't found it as much. I'll be honest with you.
okay, because the last few times I stopped playing PvP because it didn't make any.
Yeah, I know what I lost the last little bit because I think your mic cut out. You only get 30 seconds.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I like I play PvP occasionally when I'm feeling brave and I've got enough cash to replenish all the guns I've got to buy because they've just been slotted by someone from a distance because they're a lot better than me. But yeah, I love the PvE and I think a lot of players do. I think that's the beauty of the game.
I think the first few weeks I played it since the beginning, so the first few weeks it was like kind of normal, and after 4 or 5 weeks they always were camping at the spots and it didn't make any fun to play PvP, so after every update I just played, and now I didn't play it because I didn't want to lose anything.
Yeah, that's why you got to build up a good stock. Do you need any kit or anything if you want to come back to Warden with me?
No, I'm not the same organization, I think.
I'll drop it on the floor. It don't matter. You can pick it up.
No, I don't need anything. I have 45k. I have.
Okay, cool, man. No worries at all. It's always nice to help people out. No, that's all right.
Okay.
You good for keys as well?
Yeah, for the beginning right now I'm pretty good.
Okay, cool, man. Well, look, good luck. Enjoy the game.
You too.
Look me up on Twitch as well. I'm streaming, so do look me up on Twitch. I've just started out. Give me a shout out.
The same name like
Viper58. Yeah, Viper58. Yeah. Lovely to meet you. Look after yourself. Have a great time.
You too. Bye.
Bye now. See? Lovely chat. Oh yeah, we'll go and finish off looting that building now. There's still someone else, and that'll be that guy that's walking down there. There we go. See, again, that's the amount of people that play just PvE. There's quite a lot. I haven't had, when I play PvP, maybe it's just the times I choose or the servers I'm on, I haven't had people camping like there were previously at all. Because there was too much. People could see where the PvP zones were. I think there's a lot more to entice people into those zones if they want to play PvP, into the areas, to do that. So I don't think there's as much, landing zone camping as there was. You're always going to get it, no matter what games. You're always going to get people that, play in a different way to what I'd class as fair. But in the same token, that's their play style. If they're going to sneak in bushes, adapt your play style. Whose fault was it? They're playing the game the way they want to play the game. You can't say it's right and you can't say it's wrong. It's it's not your play style. There's another guy along there, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. No way I'm going to hit him from here. I don't think I might. There you go. Let's see if I can find him. It takes him on that distance, and then you've got to work out where his body is. Let's say he's around about here. There we go. Actually, I'll put us in a good position to go and look at that building there. And these ones are worth looting because you might get a BK key or the Fanny Paradise key. And the Fanny Paradise key and the BK keys, currently are good, prime loot spots. I think I was saying before we hit the UNLA convoy, looking at what the devs were saying on their last stream, I think enjoy this spot while it lasts, because I don't think it's going to be here for that long. In terms of, they might balance it out a little bit. Whether they reduce the loot, stick better enemies down here, stick more enemies down here, I don't know. But it's a good little loot run. See the other thing, I mean, look at that. Look at the graphics. Fantastic. Normally 2 here, and there you go, there's 1. I could have got him with 2 bullets rather than firing a load. That building down there, there's a, underneath that canopy there, there's a weapons crate. Again, it's a long way to go for... There's a chest there as well. Sorry, a duffel bag there as well. So, if you're on the loot run, you kind of got to go there just in case. Where was the other guy? There's me saying there's no fear of missing out in the game. It's fear of walking away from loot. We'll have that. We'll drink that coffee. I think we might have to have 2 drinks. And we'll use this as well. Just check these. So you can get some what the frig? I hit him, but how the hell did that first shot miss him? Seriously. Now I've got arm strain. The other guys run right to left. I'll have to watch him. There's normally 3 there. 2 to 3 there. The third one normally patrols around here. Oh, that was terrible. Yeah. I'm not peeking that again. See, this is I think it's the ammo, the CQ ammo from that distance is not. I'm going to drop them. I'm going to have to put a couple into them. So I should have got closer, really, knowing that. I would have put a tenner on. I took that guy. There must be another one. Is he long down there? Nope. I don't know where he is. I don't know. But where I think he might be. See if he comes out. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, he just bled out. Yep, no, I didn't get a gun. Which, to be honest, ain't, ain't the end of the world because we're going to be overweight if we did, probably. So, I've probably got terrible finding these bodies, but there's one of them. I'm getting my nades back today. This is really good. Yeah, he bled out. So that was the one that ran across, I think. Yeah, and there you go. Smartphone. So, debating should I go here? There's 2 bits of high tier loot I picked up. So the answer to the question is yes, you should go there. If you're on a loot run. It's like the fire. Don't want their bodies getting cold, do we? Cheers, boys. So I think we'll check our time, and I think we'll look at, I don't know, SRS or something. Go up there. Something a bit different. Yeah, that might be the way to go. I think let's check where Nomad and I think it's Nomad and Stalwart, I think. Mr. Vulture. It's just the other side of those trees. There's a car. There'll be a body there. That's always worth just having a look. Shimmer on the water, the sunlight, really cool. Nothing. I think that guy that surprised me when we were doing BK, he'd normally stand around there. I think he came from there. I think my dude's got to do a little bit more cardiovascular work. He's knackered, isn't he? Okay, let's get rid of this stuff. Yeah, it wouldn't. Fanny P one went great, but yeah, worth doing. Met a nice guy. Keep my nades. Tidy up my Vulture as I go. That was stupid. Got to take him back out again. Yeah, that was a bit of a doofus moment. Okay, so let's get rid of these bits as well, actually. Yeah, we're good. That can come out. Don't want that at the moment. Keep these. I've no idea why that split like that. That was me. My fat fingers, I suppose. So that, you know, that was probably going to earn about 13 out of the rubbish that we don't want, don't need. So, I mean, they're not bad sites, but you know, the SVD, you really want the lootable black ones. The other ones are good. Don't get me wrong, that you know that's a good gun. I just find the black ones to be a lot better, especially when you're going. I kind of only really run them if I'm going to go to Fort Narrow and try and get some loot out of there, or when we're doing a mission or something. I've got a couple of 3 of those that, I mean, I use them quite a bit actually, so. Let's get rid of this stuff. Don't need that. I will repair this stuff as well while I'm thinking about it. Yes, that was the MCX. I mean, it's not a bad gun. It's 86. I'll leave that. That's got a bit of life in it. It doesn't make me not want to use the M4. If I'm honest, I still prefer using the M4. It's obviously, it's the go-to gun for everybody. Just because it's so versatile, you can do so much with it. I'm trying to get rid of that stuff. So I don't know, you know, if you want to see different guns being used and that, just let me know. I can try different stuff. The SVD that I like using is there's on the M5. Yeah, so I've got my 308. I love using that with that sight. That's awesome. But the SVD, you know, that's an awesome gun. You can take the sight off as well. You know, it's pretty cool. It's really enjoyable to use. It's silent as well, so you can pick them off, freeze them, and if you have to, you can use it closer quarters. Well, it's not great for it, but if you have to, you can. But yeah, like I say, it's you know, you can get those PLA airfield at the meeting room. If you get that key, again, we did that earlier, but that's a really good key, and you can pick up stuff there. It's definitely worth looking out for that key. Get that on the boss. Got the blue PC and helmet on. If you're lucky, you'll drop the key. It doesn't drop that often. So it makes it a bit of a premium, I think, when you got that. I've been lucky. I've had it twice. I think I gave one of the keys to Sinister, actually, because he struggled to find that key. Right, let's hop on. I'm going to go to Oscar 1, kind of in between out of LZ, so it's probably easy just to run some way to November 2 so we can hop up to November 1. Then we'll do. Let's get a trot on. I mean, depending on how quick you do BK House and Fanny Peas and the ambush convoy, and go to the cache and go over there for the weapons crate. Depending on that run, you can then repeat. You could repeat the run again. What I normally do if I'm really seriously concentrated on getting loot is I'll stick a tracker on, just a BT tracker, there an hour, and use that as my timer. It hits 30 minutes. There's a very good chance the person, the jewelry box and Fanny Peas are going to have refreshed, and the two locations at BK House, the metal tin and the jewelry box, are going to be good to go as well. Must be on the path, I think. Oh, that was Andy. Did you see that? My man was being polite. Well, thank you for that. Well, you didn't cover your mouth just as I'm about to shoot someone. Talk about timing. I'll go to Oscar 1.
Roger. Raven is in the air and heading to November 2.
Stick your ears on.
I'm here. Move it. Go. Strap in. We're heading out.
I should have the key on me because I went there the other day. SRS room, yep. Hey Racer, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate that.
We're getting close. 1 minute.
Again, anything anyone wants to see, want to do, just let me know. We'll have a good go at it. Try not to make it too hard though. My skill levels aren't that high.
Get ready. 30 seconds.
So, has anyone seen the fact there was an update, but I haven't seen the release, the patch notes for it yet. But there was definitely a 1.2 gig update today, so I'm just looking to see what that was. And there was a guy just there as well. Just saw him.
Go, go, go.
turn her ears off. Yeah, he's not worth worrying about. Come on. We'll leave that for someone else. Don't need it. So we got to get this path right, because trying to get up this hill can be a tad slippy. What we'll do, we'll stick on a just in case. Cool. Come on, up you get. Here we go. Sorry, distracted. Looked away my other screen and walked into a tree. Every day you're saying that. That's going to change the game. Yeah, I need to get in close with that. Well, that was good. You just about to see how the tracking tag works. I did that just for you, by the way. So well, let's skip that and we'll go back. That was silly because I didn't see the guy in front of me, and I certainly didn't see that there was a guy to our left as well. I don't know if you saw that or heard it. There was definitely a guy to our left. So we look at the map now. You'll see where my body is. So we're there. Great. That was fun. That was silly. Hey, let's go and get up kit back. I'm going to take one of these. We just don't want to hit any others on the way up, do we? It's going to be the ticket there. I'm going to have to go around. I should have walked two. That's frustratingly annoying. Feck, shouldn't have taken one. Should have taken two. Come on. Get up there. Yeah, it's wearing off now, but that got us most of the way. Sorry, I was too concentrated running up that hill. Sorry, Racer. They should. The only reason that it potentially wasn't working is it ran out of time, so I can't show you till I get my body back, but the tag should still be working because I've only just put it on, so it probably got about 45 minutes on that tag. They run for an hour, the BT tags, so I just try not aggro these dudes any more than I already have. So we know there's definitely one close by the fence, but there's definitely one on the outside. He wasn't the one that got me, it was the one in front of me. I'm denied was that someone or not. I should have just freaking fired at him. That's second guessing it. Roughly here on it. Bugger. Yeah, now we're done. Definitely a guy over there. He's just going to keep blatting over that, so... Nope. Nope. Oh, this is stupid. I'm going to die. Did I roll back down the hill? I don't think I did. Nah, I definitely didn't. I'm definitely right on the brow of that hill because it was about here, wasn't it? See? Yep. Okay, I crap myself. Yeah, nah, I'm not gonna. I need a gun. There's a guy on that. Guy. No, it's a fucking. I'm seeing people where there aren't people now. No, but no, I thought it was somebody standing up. Weird thing was, I don't normally come from this side. I normally come from like that side-ish. So I'm coming this way, like from the left to right rather than right to left. That being said, that was just stupid of me in the first place. He's just there, I think. I'm either going to die or I'm going to stab him and get his gun, so... He's just to my left, isn't he? Can't even see my bloody body. Oh, this is stupid. I'm going to die. There I am, just on the brow of the hill, I think. That's two of them. This ain't going to work. I'm going to have to wait. What do you reckon? Nah, I don't think so. Bugger. I just stay low. This is either work or I'm extremely dead. Come on. Oh, he's coming. Get up, get up, get up, jump up, jump up. Woo! Should have won. Fucking hell. No, don't do it, yeah. Move. God damn it. Yeah, I mean, Racer, yeah, sometimes, you know, I mean, if we look at my gun now, I've still got my timer on, so I've still got like 48 minutes. You know, I thought it'd be about 45 minutes, but yeah, 48 minutes left on it. So literally, if I die, the first thing I do is I stick a waypoint marker on there if my tracker's still running, because by the time you get to recover your body, your tracker may have run out. So, you know, it's worth considering that. I think we'll come at this a different way now, because they're well aggroed up there. We'll leave them to be peed off and me. Aggroed and well peed off at me, aren't they? There's normally a couple of guys here on the gate. Jesus, they may all be that side. No. Well, I'm on a shocker. Jesus Christ. Right. Now I'm just annoyed. MP5. I don't know if I've got any MP5. Jesus Christ. Is that sweat or is it raining? Probably sweat because I'm playing like a fool. To be honest. I should have slid that dude. Ain't getting up there, am I? Going around again. Try and get a little bit closer before I go in. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Son of a bitch. Oh, of course I can't. That's annoying. That's going to be enough neither, is it? I'll put that in there neither. Will that work? No. I'm going to pick my med, find it again. No, probably not. Probably roll down the hill. Because I'm going to need that, I think. No, that's all it. Let's just go. I'm going to have to get how many times did I die in my stream counter up? Because that's twice tonight. Oh, don't roll up on me just yet. Come on. Let's get ourselves sorted. I don't have another sight, I left it. So I could take the other one. Well, dudes, I really screwed the pooch on this loot run on here, I tell you. There you go. Just an average gamer. Go and watch, could be a guy here. And a guy on this door or these steps, but you made so much friggin' noise. I can't even see where that's coming from. I think it's in the building. Okay, come on. If we get there and this loot box is empty, that'll be quite frustrating, won't it? Died twice for an RT. Yeah, look. Nada. Oh, shit. Let's get up here, because I'm not letting him. Sorry, the guy.
Did you get the loot back?
No, I've died twice, sorry, trying to get here.
Oh my god, I just didn't look in the stream anymore because I also was focused. Then I came here just to check, and you're fine. Okay.
Hey, Racer. You good, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Do you want this?
But
Come and take this
I
loot.
filled up. Oh my, what the hell?
So you got firearms box there. You've got the gear crate and an ammo box just next to you. An ammo box just next to you there, and yeah, so take that. I didn't know that was you running up the stairs. I was going, oh, there's a guy coming. Quick, I'll get in that room.
Yeah, no. All good. It's just me. I didn't know you were in there, so.
I can't believe I died twice as well.
It happens to everyone, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the joy of the game, isn't it? Firearm crate here as well.
What?
Yeah.
I looted it already.
Yeah, you done that. Cool. Good. And some dead bodies around as well, yeah. 2 of them are mine. Nothing lying about. No. Didn't think so. Okay. And we'll just bug out. I've seen credit cards in that line about here as well, so it's worth just double checking. This little area here, storage area, I haven't seen much here at all. Oh, apart from the loot crate, but take that. Yeah, I haven't really got a lot out of this room. Yeah, we'll call that, I think. So, well, I died twice for 1, 2, 3 bits loot. That went great. Obviously, there was the other stuff there, so that would have made up for it, but you know what I mean. It's that was my fault. That was definitely my fault. Firstly, I should have had the other scope on and took it from a bigger distance away rather than getting up so close there. Because, you know, that sometimes can be, for these old eyes of mine, it can be a little bit difficult to see them. But a little bit of vegetation there, but it's not, you know, it's not overly difficult. So I think we'll probably head to... I should really go to Oscar 1, but it's back the other way. And I want to stay on this server, actually. I didn't really want a server hop, although there'd been some fresh servers today from the update, so it might be worth it just to see if we can catch any major cops we could hit. Yeah, I think I'll bug out to Oscar 1, actually. Back to figuring where I came. Just gonna check something. Bear with me. Sorry guys, I was just seeing how long I've been streaming for. That's nearly 3 hours, so that's pretty good. So what we'll do is we'll head to there, and then we'll either go to probably Nomad, I would have thought. Yeah, I think we'll shoot to Nomad. Just a hop in it. Yeah, we'll do that. That's where Vulture is, I think. Drop off what we got. Oh, this is not going to go well. There we go. Hey, hey. go to Golf 2 then.
Raven, wheels up for Oscar 1. Raven here, moving out. ETA 30 seconds. I'm at the LZ. Hurry up and get in.
Oh, you can't join, can you?
Get ready, we're moving out.
See you, bud. That was nice, you race it. Come up and see if you could help. I appreciate that.
Approaching the LZ. 30 seconds.
Alright, let's get Nomad and we'll see. We haven't got an awful lot of loot today, so we're not going to get a lot of points, but it all goes towards leveling up Vulture, but that's what I'm doing, so I want them to level 4. So I can stream for like 3 or 4 hours in the evening and stuff, so I'll keep doing that till, and then I may well at the weekend have a full day just looting, going to different POIs and trying to get the loot up. So I think, you know, that they're definitely going to do something with Vulture, because while I can get kit and stuff, I still think there needs to be a bit of a better incentive to make players excuse me, sorry, make players want to, you know, give up 50% of the cash they're getting selling loot. And I know that you've got the ability to buy, you know, kit that potentially your level doesn't allow you to get, but you know, once you get you know, you've got most of your vendors leveled up, there's no real draw, for want of a better word, to go to Vulture. So and then maybe put some of the, you know, harder to get gear in there, you know, at least a chance of getting it. It doesn't have to be there as a guarantee every time, because you'll have everybody running around with 20-inch M4s or whatever, you know, whatever's going to be the meta at the time. But, you know, it's not, I think they've definitely got to think about doing something to improve the incentive to use him. I'll have a look in the crates closed, you never know. Okay. I'll take that thing, I'll leave the bags for someone else. Vendors, Vulture. See what he's got. Yeah, SVD. That's quite a common drop. I mean, there's the black one, 9k. You know, if you can't get one out of a crate, it's definitely worth it. I mean, if you look at, you know what, yeah, if you look at what you can sell one for, we don't have them in there. You know, depending on what you've got on it, depending on the handguard and stuff, you know, you're looking at between 1.5 and 2k to buy one, to sell one, and Vulture's asking 9.5 to buy one. That's the rub for getting a gun you can't find. You know, that's the way to look at it, I suppose. And he hasn't got any B belts, so that's again, bags aren't, for me anyway, because obviously I've got the vendors unlocked. The bags aren't at a premium for me. But if you're not at that level yet and you can't get a Delta bag from Turncoat for 647, obviously you can make a decision to splash some cash on one of these. But if you look, a rush bag for 600, but if you don't have the space and you don't have the vendor upgraded, it's worth it. Gets your kit upgraded and stuff, so it gets you into the game. Especially if you're doing a lot of PvP stuff. But if you're doing a lot of PvP, PvE. Sorry, if you're doing a lot of PvP, you're gonna probably pick that kit up anyway, off of people. So what have we got? So again, you look at like a bit of Brenda. Gunny's going to give you 2k for that. Grand for the tequila. And then Vulture's 50%, but okay. 859. 6.5 grand. And we're gonna get 927. Yeah, not bad. That's getting us there. We're crawling our way towards level 3. So, I missed a bit. Look, how very dare you? Yeah. So I think we'll call it a night. That's a 3-hour stream. So thank you for the follows. Thank you for viewing. I'll be on same time tomorrow, so probably between 8 and 9-ish. More likely 9. I've scheduled it for 9. If I do get on earlier, I'll obviously change and update the schedule on Twitch. I'm thinking of dual streaming on YouTube and Twitch if I can set that up. As I say, new to all of the streaming, so bear with me as I develop the channel. If there's anything anyone can suggest, stick it in the chat, drop me a message, whatever. Open to any and all suggestions. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.